So in this video, I'm going to install Garuda Linux in a desktop computer. So this is the latest release, Bird of Prey, and this operating system is based on Arch Linux. I'm going to click on download. This is the minimum requirements, and this is the installation procedure. So I'm going to download the KDE Dragon Eyes edition. I'll download the ISO file and create a bootable USB drive. So I'll select the USB drive to boot up from. So this is the Welcome to Garuda page. So these are some options. So I'm going to choose the first option, boot with open source drivers. But if you have an NVIDIA card, you can choose this option, boot allowing proprietary drivers. So on this page, there's some apps and they're listed by categories. This is Garuda. These are some of the apps. This is Garuda Services, and this is some contact information apps. So I'm going to click on Install Garuda Linux. So this is the Welcome to Garuda installer. So here you can choose a language. I'm going to leave it as English. I'll click Next. This is location. I'm going to leave it as default. So this is keyboard, and you can make your changes here. I'm going to leave it as default. Click Next. So this is the partition section, and here you have to select a storage device. If you have more than one hard drive, it will show up here. So there are two options, erase disk and manual partitioning. I'm going to choose erase disk. There's swap and no swap. I'm going to select swap. There's an option here if you want to encrypt the system. I'm going to leave it on check. I'll click next. So here you have to input your username. I'm going to type John. I'll type a password. So there are two more options here. Log in automatically without asking for password. I'm going to leave it unchecked, and use the same password for the administrative account. I'm going to leave that checked. I'll click next. So this is a summary of the selections. I'll click install. So installation is complete. I'm going to restart the computer. Okay, so I'm going to log in. So there are two panels. There's a top panel here, and there's a bottom panel. So on the top panel, on the left side, this is the application launcher. So this is the username. So this is favorites, and these are all the applications. This is development. This is graphics. This is internet. This is multimedia. This is office. This is settings. So this is system. This is utilities. So under here, there's applications, there's places, there's sleep, there's hibernate, there's restart, shutdown. So this menu page can be adjusted. And when I adjust it, it becomes transparent while adjusting. Also, there's a keep open pin. I'll click on that, and the applications menu would not close. So if I want this to be closed while I'm working on the desktop, I just have to click on the keep open pin. So on the middle top bar, this is the date and time. When I right click, I have all these menu items. I can adjust date and time. So on the top right side, this shows the current user. I can enter a new session. I can lock the screen. I can log out. So on the bottom panel, this is the welcome page. This is the console terminal. So this is the FireDragon web browser, and this is Flop web browser, which is Firefox based. This is the Dolphin file manager. And in File Manager, I can create a new folder. I can right click that folder and I have all these options. I can compress the folder, assign tags, click on properties, and I can assign permissions. I can also select split view, and this is how it shows. So this is the system monitor. There's applications, history, processors, and I can add a new page. So there's tools. This is the snapper tools. And this is the Octopi add and remove software. There's info, there's files, actions, output, news, help, and terminal. This is system settings. So they are listed by categories: input and output, connected device, internet, appearance and style, apps and windows, workspace, security and privacy, language and time, and system. So this is mouse and touchpad, and there's mouse, there's touchpad settings, there's screen edges settings. This is the keyboard settings. This is game controller. This is drawing tablet. So this is the sound settings. This is display and monitor. And here you can configure the scale and the resolution. There's accessibility. There's bell notification. This is modifier keys, keyboard filters, mouse navigation, screen reader. This is disk and cameras. This is Thunderbolt. This is KDE Connect. This is Wi-Fi and networking. So this desktop computer is connected to the network via Ethernet cable. You can configure firewall settings here. You can configure a proxy here. This is connection preferences. This is online accounts, and you can add a new account here. This is colors and themes. This is colors. And you can choose individual colors here. And also custom color. There's nightlight. There's application style. There's plasma style. This is Windows decorations. This is icons. This is cursors. This is system sounds, and you can preview sounds here. This is splash screen, and this is the login screen, and you can select whichever login screen you would like. So this is wallpaper. These are some of the wallpaper. This is default applications, and you can configure your default applications for internet, multimedia, documents, utilities. This is file associations. And this is notifications. You can configure your notification settings here. So this is Windows management. I'm going to click on virtual desktops. Right now there's only one virtual desktop. I'm going to add 4 more. I'll click on the add button. I'll click apply. So I'm going to click on desktop effects, and these are the desktop effects. So I'm going to scroll down until I see Windows management. So this is Windows management, and this is the cube feature. So I'm going to enable the cube feature. I'm going to click apply. So on the keyboard, I'm going to hold the Windows key and the C key. So this is the cube feature. And to get out of this screen, I just have to hit the escape key. So there's activities, general behavior, there's application permission, recent files, and you can keep history or clear history here. And you can remember open documents for all applications, do not remember, or only for specific application. There's region and language, there's spell check, this is date and time. I'll click on about this system. So this Garuda Linux operating system, the KDE Plasma version is 6.0. So this is the energy saving settings. This is software updates. This is users, and I can add more users here. and I can configure what applications I can set to auto start. I just have to click the add icon here and add an application. So this is session, and these are the background services that are running. I can pause the session. So I'll right click the panel again, and I'm going to select enter edit mode. And I can configure the panel settings here. I can increase the size of the panel or decrease it. I can also configure the width. Right now the default is fill width. I can select hit content. So this is position. I'm going to click on that, and you can see these arrows here on this edge of the screen. So if I want the top panel on the left, I just select this arrow and it's here. So I'm going to move the panel to the right. I'll click on this arrow and it's here. I'm going to leave it on top. I also have all these menu options. I can add panel, configure desktop or wallpaper, choose global theme, configure display settings, and manage desktops and panels. So I'm going to right click the bottom panel and I'm going to click on enter edit mode. I can increase the size of the bottom panel, decrease the size here. I can also delete the panel. I can also move around the panel. I'll move it to the left. So I can move it to the top. I'm going to leave it at the bottom. This is the alignment. I'll select left, can select right. So I'm going to leave it at the center. So I can right click the desktop, click on configure desktop and wallpaper. I'll change the wallpaper to this. I'll right click the desktop. I can configure display settings. I'll right click the desktop again. I can create a new folder or a text file, empty file, HTML file, link to location, link to file or directory, or link to application. If I right click the desktop again, I can undo create folder. So I'm going to right click the icon and select configure icons only task manager. So there's spacing between icons. Right now it's on small. This is normal. I'm going to select large, click apply. So I'm going to right click the panel again and select add widgets, and I can add any one of these widgets. I can also search for widgets here, and I can place the widget on the desktop just by dragging the widget on the desktop. So I'm going to right click on the dragonized KDE icon, and I'm going to select configure window title. So this is the window title settings. This is appearance and label style. I can select any one of these. So I can also right click, for example, the speaker icon, and I have these options. This is the USB drive that I have in the computer. This is the network icon. This is the notifications icon. So this is a review of the Garuda Linux operating system, which is based on Arch Linux. So I want to thank you for watching, and I thank you for subscribing.